Our next speaker is Matthew Greiner, and I want to point out that he's taping this, and he taped Danny's as well, I believe. And I want to say that he taped mine a couple weeks ago, which was very helpful. I didn't realize how much my hair gets all over everything. That was a great thing to see. I had never seen myself before. Anyway, this morning he's talking about, he's going to Florida at the end of the month for some scuba diving and fishing. That's part of how he wanted to be introduced. This is book speech number 4, a fact-finding report with questions and answers to follow. So the first part, the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes, and then he'll have 2 to 3 minutes for questions and answers. The title of his speech is Planning for Upcoming Debate at the Sierra Sunrise Toastmasters. Matthew Greiner, planning for the upcoming debate.
Good morning, Toastmasters. So glad that every one of us could make it here today. It's always a wonderful time for me to spend time with you and practice the art of speaking, to hear interesting stories. Wonderful time. Debate. Debate. Debate is one of the methods, the mechanisms, the tools that we have as individuals to thoroughly vet an idea. It allows us to take in different points of views of that idea. You see it from this point of view, you see it from this point of view. You get to hear the pros, the cons, you get to mull it over in your mind, and ultimately it comes down to you taking all of this information, this data, and make an informed decision on how you want to move forward with your life. Last week, a survey was passed out on a debate idea. I want to give credit right now to Bill O'Mara. He has been a strong proponent of having a debate setting within this club. And Jim and myself are making our best effort to implement a debate within this club. Something that we're going to be having probably in the next schedule or the one thereafter. The survey that was passed out last week gave us ideas as far as what we could debate upon. I wanted to make it something that would be controversial, where we would have one very strong point of view with an opposite point of view, where we could hear things on both sides. It also gave you ideas for the structure of the debate. Today I'm going to present what those findings are. At the very end of this, I'm going to conclude my presentation. That should take somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to open it up then for a Q&A. And at the very end of the Q&A, we're going to take another survey or another vote on the final theme of our debate contest. So you really are driving every step forward in this process. So the people, 33 people on the schedule, 17 responded. That gives us a 52% response rate. Simple majority won in this fashion. So this is going to be the final say. As far as debate themes, the top 3 that came in, let me take a look right here. Government health care. Government health care, also known as Obamacare. Lots of ideas on this particular subject. And I know within this room there's people that stand on one side of the fence, and there's people that stand on the other side of the fence. I think it would be an awesome opportunity for us to hear what these different points of views are and weigh it out for ourselves, because this is going to be something that's not only going to be discussed, but it affects us all. It's affecting us all right now. And there's going to be new ideas built upon this idea. So this would be a great ground to hear it. The other subject, medical marijuana. Lots of different points of view on this one I hear. Some of us are for it, some of us are against it. We're going to get to hear those ideas if that is the theme that is selected. Number 3, climate change. And these are some pretty heady discussions. And I know within this room right here we have both sides of the spectrum covered. And you also have people kind of in the middle. So this is going to be an opportunity for those that participate in the debate to sway people to your side of thinking, to get them on board with what you want to do, to where you want to see the world, our country, our nation go forward. The first choice that was selected by people in this room that they'd like to see, medical marijuana. People would like to talk about medical marijuana. That's what you said right there in the survey results. Doesn't mean we're going to talk about it. We're going to have one last debate with those 3 subjects on there. You're going to select just one which you'd like to see debated on. The other thing that was discussed or proposed in the survey was the structure. Would we have a one-on-one or a team-on-team? There's a majority of you that are going to like to have a team-on-team. So Jim and myself are thinking this through. How do we want to do it? We want to get maximum participation from this group right here. So it might be somewhere between 2-on-2, maybe 6-on-6. We want to give some type of opportunity for you to participate, to share your ideas, to really try to bring people on board. Hey, this is what I think, and I think this is the right reason for this. And you can delineate that. So we're definitely going to be doing a team structure. How big that team is, we don't quite know. And we also want to have within that team structure different points of view. We don't want to have them all on this side of the fence. That wouldn't be much of a debate. We want to try to get an equal number of the pros and or maybe an equal number of the yays and the nays. We're going to have a moderator. Things can get heated. We need to have the moderator to be able to rein it in control and make sure that we stay on time. There will be Q&A, questions from the audience, and it's going to happen during the actual debate process. So Jim will pose a question to all of the teams, and then we'll also have an opportunity for you, the participants, the audience members, to put forth your question. And do you want to participate? We have 11 people in this room that want to participate. So, closing thought. For good ideas or true innovation, you need human interaction, conflict, argument, debate. Margaret, this is the conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. Now at this time, I'd like to open this up for questions and answers from the audience. Nancy?
Why, when you said marijuana, medical marijuana, why not just use of marijuana? Why are you restricting it just to the medical uses?
That's a very good question, Nancy. And the reason that it was medical marijuana, that seems to be, in my mind, a predominant thought out there as far as is marijuana a good use for curing cancer or for other ailments? Can we include more
It should be
than
legalizing marijuana.
Yeah.
I think that's the question at this
that? We
point.
can make it broader. So we can, on the medical marijuana, you can tell me today, would you like to just see medical marijuana or marijuana use in general?
Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Yeah, because they're going to be asking us if we want to legalize it or not.
So then we're going to, right, this, I'd like to have everyone on board. It's your debate, so we're going to do it on marijuana, just not medical marijuana. When you vote, it's going to be marijuana. Next question? Come on.
Can we
ladies.
use some before we do the debate?
Absolutely.
So that we're understanding the issue at hand fully.
That's your now, is that what you tell
I
me?
think we're going to have Cheech and Chong as a guest speaker. Yeah, we'll go that route. Susan?
Along the lines of, on the Affordable Care Act, maybe open that up to not just focusing on the Affordable Care Act, but perhaps on where to take the healthcare system in this country, rather than belittling the program. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it's a growing program. It's not meant to be stagnant. So bring into, maybe just in general, have it be about healthcare in this country in general, and taking sides on that, or debating the pros and cons.
We could do that as an audience right now. We can just do strictly healthcare. I think the reason it is government healthcare is because there is now a mandate that we have to participate in the pooling of our funds for a government healthcare. So I think government inherently now is involved in it. Healthcare is really not private anymore. It is government. So are we going to go to a single payer system? I think we should keep the government somewhat in part of the team. That's my opinion. But quick show of hands, who just wants to make it healthcare?
Can I have a comment first? maybe it's the, to use her phrase, the direction of our healthcare
Yeah,
in the
that's more
future.
like
I think that's really
Want to
what the
incorporate
question.
that also too, Nancy. I definitely want to say, hey, this is healthcare as it stands right now. Moving forward, let's hear some ideas on that.
But it has to be a debate, so it has to be a good,
There's gonna
or,
be
you know,
people on both
a negative
sides.
and a positive, so it
No
can't be
government.
vague, it has to be very specific.
We got a good debate example going on right now.
Dang right!
So keep in mind, this is just a theme right here. So Jim and I will finalize this theme right here in the next week or in the next, as we progress towards the debate. At this point right here, it's going to stay as government healthcare, and we'll take in more consideration, more talk as we finalize the debate.
Yeah.
I'm going to conclude my questions and answers at this point in time, and thank you for I'm going to pass this out right now, and please only vote once.
Thank you, Matthew. We'll take a minute now to fill out our evaluation form.